and, of course, with a title. Instead, she had fallen head over heels in love with Edward Grange the first time they met, and he had lost his heart to her completely. They insisted on being married as soon as possible. Edward Grange was in the diplomatic service, and he had taken his wife to many different parts of the world where he had been posted to British embassies. It had surprised Lady Violet's relations, but not her, that he rose so quickly to the top of his profession. He was sent to many of the most influential embassies until eventually he became a British ambassador and was knighted by the Prince Regent. Of course, Lady Violet's choice of a husband was then applauded by everyone, whereas in the past it had been assumed that she had just thrown herself away on someone of no significance. Elva ran across the room towards her aunt, thinking that while she loved her, it was quite unnecessary for her father to have sent her on what would prove a hopeless mission. The two kissed each other, and Lady Violet began with a smile. "I expect you know why I am here, Elva." "I felt sure that Papa would write to you for help," replied Elva, "but do not waste time in reproaching me, because I have no intention whatsoever of going back to London." "But why not?" "That, Elva, is what really upsets me. Why did you suddenly run away and return home? What has upset you?" She moved as she was speaking towards the sofa, which faced the fireplace, and sat down. Elva did not speak, and her aunt continued. "Your father is astonished, and I think rather angry. What intrigues me is the reason why you ran away." "I will tell you exactly why, Aunt Violet. I was so bored." Lady Violet stared at her. "Bored?" she echoed. "If you think it is amusing to go to one ball after another, to be one of a crowd of giggling girls who are all terrified they will not be asked to dance by a lot of stupid stuck-up young men, you are very much mistaken." She paused for a moment. "The only thing the girls are frightened of is that they will be a wallflower, and the other girls will laugh at them. I must have been to 8 balls, and after the last one I told myself enough is enough." "But, Elva, you had other amusements as well as balls?" questioned Lady Violet quizzically. "I could walk in the park and meet the same people I had seen the night before," retorted Elva. "I could go to luncheons, where, because Papa possesses a title, I was paired off with whomever the hostess considered to be the most distinguished young man present." "But surely you enjoyed it all, my dear?" "Enjoy it?" fumed Elva. "Most of those men did not have a brain in their heads." "How can you be so sure? After all, as you said yourself, they come from distinguished families." "I suppose some of them might possibly become a distinguished one in another 20 years, in which case I might have enjoyed talking to them. But I was just not prepared to wait that long." Lady Violet made a gesture. "Listen, dearest Elva, now you are grown up, you can do many more things that you were not allowed to do before, but you have first to make your appearance as a debutante." "I have appeared. I have done it. And now I have come home," asserted Elva firmly. "And I can assure you, Aunt Violet, that I'm not coming back." "What about the balls you have already accepted, and all the other invitations I have seen on your writing table?" "I have told my papa's secretary to refuse the lot. Nothing and no one is now going to force me to go back to London. Not even you, Aunt Violet. And you know how much I love you." Aunt Violet's eyes softened. "And I love you, Elva. And I always have, just as I loved your mother. She was one of the most charming and beautiful women I have ever known." She paused for just a moment before she added very quietly, "As you resemble her in every way. Really, what more can you want?" "I do want a great deal more," insisted Elva. "And as I guessed that sooner or later I was bound to have this conversation, I have been making a list in my mind of what I do want out of my life." "Tell me about it, my dear, because you know I have to convince your father that what you are doing is reasonable. At the moment he is really very angry with you." "It is all very well for Papa to feel like that, but he is enjoying himself fishing, which is what he likes, and so I can see no reason why..."